Welcome to United Report, your daily hub for all things Manchester United. From breaking news to transfer talk and match updates, we've got every red covered. If you live and breathe United, hit subscribe and join the family. Glory, glory, man United.
Rio Ferdinand has urged Manchester United boss Ruben Amorim to put faith in Mainoo instead of splashing out on expensive midfield targets. While United have been linked with Crystal Palace's Adam Wharton £60 million and Brighton's Carlos Baleba over £100 million, Ferdinand insists the answer is already in the squad. The United legend compared Mainoo's composure and control to Michael Carrick, claiming the 19-year-old has the talent to dictate games if given the responsibility. Rio Ferdinand has called on Ruben Amorim to place his trust in Mainoo despite his respect for Adam Wharton. Manchester United could strengthen their midfield before the transfer deadline and have been linked with Crystal Palace's Wharton and Brighton's Carlos Baleba this summer. It's understood that Wharton would cost at least £60 million, while Brighton are demanding more than £100 million for Baleba. Nevertheless, according to Ferdinand, United also possess the solution in the form of Mainoo, who remained on the bench during Sunday's home loss to Arsenal. The ex-United defender is a massive admirer of Wharton, but reckons the club can save cash by maximising the potential of Mainoo, who was utilised in various roles last season. Speaking on his YouTube channel, Ferdinand said, Wharton, would have been one of the midfielders on my hit list. Yes, we've been talking about Baleba. He's been the hot topic for the last month or so. Before that, Adam Wharton was one of the guys. Listen, he's the nearest to a Michael Carrick type. He's a controller who plays forward from that deeper line position. I watched him against a couple of the bigger teams like Liverpool and Man City, and he was unfazed. He's ready for a big occasion and enjoys pressure. I love him. I think he's a fantastic footballer. But we've got Mainoo. He can do that role. He can control a game and play deep. Playing two central midfielders, Mainoo can play that role, given the opportunity. You can play through someone like him, you can get out of tight situations and open the game up. He might just have to be a patient young man at the moment, for the team to find its way, for the manager to then put the trust in him to go and play. If it was me, if I was playing two in the midfield, Mainoo would be one of my two. I think he's a super talent who can handle the ball as well as anyone at Manchester United. At present, I would give him that responsibility. After a stunning breakthrough 2023-24 season, when he shone for both United and England, Mainoo suffered an injury-hit campaign. Speaking earlier this year, Amorim revealed he would seek to establish a consistent role for Mainoo. The United boss explained, "We are really happy to have more options, and an option like Mainoo. With the quality that he has played as a 6, as an 8 and as a 10. We are really pleased to have Mainoo, but we have to be careful, we need Mainoo fit and fresh." In England, sometimes they play with 3 defenders also, was more or less the same position. So he can play, we need to help him and find a little bit like Casemiro, who is playing better because we understand better the way Casemiro can play. And I think we can do that with because he has a lot of qualities. He is really good on the ball, but also near the opponent's box. We will try to manage all that and find the right space for a player like After splashing over £200 million on Matheus Cunha, Bryan Mbeumo and Benjamin Sesko, Manchester United are still considering one more signing before the summer window closes a defensive midfielder. Carlos Baleba was top of the list, but Brighton's £120 million valuation has priced United out. Ruben Amorim could instead turn to familiar face Morten Hjulmand or Crystal Palace talent Adam Wharton as alternatives, though budget restrictions and FFP rules mean the Red Devils must tread carefully. Manchester United are still weighing up the possibility of signing a central midfielder in the remainder of the summer transfer window after moving on from Carlos Baleba. United have spent £200 million on Matheus Cunha, Bryan Mbeumo and Benjamin Sesko this summer, and are now trying to offload unwanted players. They are trying to sell Jadon Sancho, Alejandro Garnacho and Rasmus Højlund to open up the possibility of more additions. While bolstering their attack was the priority for Ruben Amorim this summer, there are other areas that he would also like to strengthen. One of them is at the base of midfield, where Casemiro started in the opening Premier League game of the season against Arsenal on Sunday. United had asked Brighton about the possibility of signing Baleba, but have been put off by their £120 million asking price. The 21-year-old Cameroon international is under contract with Brighton until June 2028, and Moises Caicedo's £115 million price tag in a sale to Chelsea 2 years ago has set a precedent on the South Coast. Amorim hasn't completely given up on signing a number 6 though, with The Athletic naming Morten Hjulmand and Adam Wharton as alternatives that are being considered. Having already spent over £200 million, United have to think about whether making another major signing is viable with profit and sustainability rules to consider. Hjulmand is extremely well known to Amorim, who worked with the Sporting Lisbon captain during his time with the club. The 26-year-old is reportedly available for around £50 million, 2 years after signing from Lecce for just £15 million. He played 65 times under Amorim's management at Sporting, winning 2 Primeira Liga titles and the Taça de Portugal. Wharton has caught the eye for Crystal Palace, but the club will be reluctant to sell, given Mark Guehi and Eberechi Eze are already in talks to join Liverpool and Tottenham respectively. The 21-year-old has 4 years left on his contract with Palace and has admirers at other Premier League clubs. United have Casemiro, Manuel Ugarte and Kobbie Mainoo as options in holding midfield, and speaking ahead of the Arsenal game, Amorim insisted he didn't need new players. "I'm really happy with our players," he said when asked if they would sign a midfielder. "They are working really well. We have different players for that position, so we are prepared to win any game with our players. Maybe Mason Mount is a player that I think can play in that position if we want something different. But then we are going to find out during the season. We have players to cope to win games in the Premier League." Meanwhile, Brighton boss Fabian Hürzeler is very confident Baleba is staying. He said he seems to be in a really good place. He's enjoying it with his teammates. He's enjoying being a Brighton player. I didn't see any big changes, and he's an option to start tomorrow. Very, very, very confident he will stay. That's just my belief. Manchester United's goalkeeper saga has taken another twist. Reports claim Inter Milan want to bring Andre Onana back to the San Siro just 2 years after selling him to the Red Devils. That move could open the door for United to land PSG star Gianluigi Donnarumma, with legends like Wayne Rooney and Gary Neville insisting an upgrade in goal is a must. Manchester United have been given new hope of finding the funds for Gianluigi Donnarumma through returning Andre Onana to Inter Milan. The Italian side are interested in bringing the keeper back to the San Siro, just 2 years after selling him to United, it has been claimed. Onana has had an up-and-down United career since reaching the Champions League final with Inter in 2023. He made a number of high-profile mistakes last season, though, prompting suggestions the Red Devils might look for an upgrade. The keeper has been absent from pre-season matches while working his way back to full fitness, but head coach Ruben Amorim insisted injury was not behind his decision to leave Onana out against Arsenal on Sunday. "No, he is not injured. He's recovered, but the other guys did so well during pre-season, so I need to balance that," Amorim said after picking Altay Bayindir and naming Tom Heaton on the bench. United have been linked with a number of keepers as his replacement. The bulk of the noise concerns Gianluigi Donnarumma, who 2 former stars believe would be the right man for the job, while there has also been renewed interest in Aston Villa's Emi Martinez. Senna Lamens is also a target, with United and Inter both after the Belgian. However, according to The Sun, Inter are turning their attentions to Onana amid a feeling he would welcome a return to the club. If Inter do come in with a bid for Onana, it could well allow United to land Donnarumma, despite interest from neighbours Manchester City. The Italian won the Champions League with Paris Saint-Germain last season, but is thought to be available for as little as £26 million after the French club's summer move for Lucas Chevalier. Such a move would please former United star Wayne Rooney. Donnarumma, I think he's 26. He's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. It would be crazy if Man United don't go for him, the former striker said on his podcast. "I don't think he's a risk. I saw a stat the other day, the errors leading direct to goals. His was 0. Rooney isn't the only former United player insistent on an upgrade in goal. It's a glaring issue at United that cannot be ignored, and that is that they do need to find a goalkeeper. They have to. I'm absolutely unequivocal on that," former skipper Gary Neville said on the Gary Neville podcast. In my 20 years at Manchester United, we had 2 periods of 7 or 8 years with Peter Schmeichel and Edwin van der Sar, and in between we had 7 or 8 goalkeepers in a 6, 7, 8-year period. And it's really unsettling when you don't have a dominant number 1 who is 6 feet 2 inches, dominant in the air and owns his 6-yard box and comes and punches everything and makes a lot of saves one-on-one and saves you points when your defenders make mistakes. Manchester United may have lost to Arsenal in their Premier League opener, but all the talk is about Ruben Amorim. His fearless decisions benching stars and reshaping the squad have fans and pundits saying, this is the closest we've seen to Sir Alex Ferguson's ruthless streak. Ruben Amorim has drawn comparisons to Manchester United legend Sir Alex Ferguson due to his ruthless approach to team selection. Former Red Devil star Wes Brown made the observation after the Portuguese boss demonstrated his willingness to make bold decisions since his arrival at Old Trafford. United kicked off their Premier League season with a narrow 1-0 home loss to Arsenal on Sunday. And there were reasons for the hosts to feel encouraged as United created the majority of clear-cut chances despite succumbing to Ricardo Calafiori's early header. New arrivals Bryan Mbeumo and Matheus Cunha played the full 90 minutes in their United debuts, while Rasmus Højlund was omitted from the matchday squad entirely. Altay Bayindir, whose display came under scrutiny from Gary Neville following his role in Calafiori's opener, was given the nod in goal amid ongoing speculation surrounding Andre Onana's future. Amorim, 40, has demonstrated his readiness to make courageous calls since taking over from Erik ten Hag in November 2024. Sunday's team sheet reinforced Brown's earlier comparison between the current manager and club icon Ferguson. I remember first coming in and Sir Alex got rid of big names. He told The Athletic via the Manchester Evening News earlier this summer in Chicago. They'd been brilliant for him over the years, but just like that, gone. That's the best way to do it. He's signed a few players who can play in different positions, especially those who have done really well in the Premier League. That's a massive thing, something we've missed. Brown, who made his Premier League debut for United in 1998, joined the club's first team during a period of change under Ferguson. The legendary manager had guided the Red Devils to glory with stars like Gary Pallister, Brian McClare, Lee Sharp and Steve Bruce in the mid-90s, but wasn't afraid to bid farewell when he felt it necessary. Onana and Højlund were brought to Old Trafford by Ten Hag in the summer of 2023 for a potential combined fee of around £115 million. Both are rumoured to be on their way out of United this summer, although Amorim insisted on Sunday that Onana's absence was due to a lack of training and fitness. Bayindir's inability to command his area from an early Declan Rice corner once again highlighted the goalkeeping issues at United. Despite struggles in attack, Mbeumo and Cunha showed promise, while new signing Benjamin Sesko could only do so much in his brief 25-minute appearance off the bench. Alejandro Garnacho, Anthony, Jadon Sancho and Tyrell Malacia were all left out of United's first squad of the Premier League season. Each of the 4 is expected to leave the club this summer, further demonstrating Amorim's confidence in his decisions. Academy graduate and ex-United poster boy Marcus Rashford has been loaned to Barcelona in another big call this summer. January signing Patrick Dorgu also made a strong impression on United's left flank on Sunday, showing Amorim's influence is gradually taking shape at Old Trafford. The last 2 weeks of the summer transfer window could bring even more changes, with some marketable players still officially part of the squad. However, Amorim's refusal to include them, despite the pressure of the Premier League resuming, demonstrates a firm commitment reminiscent of Ferguson himself.